to Cosplay Stitch and Seam. I'm Pannon.
I'm V-Fire.
And I'm David.
Hello, David. Woo! It's been so long since we saw you.
I know, it's not like we had a live stream just yesterday, and we got to... I got to watch your faces as I delivered terrible puns. They were so good.
They were so good, so bad puns.
You know the quality by the amount of groaning. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
It, like, the whole day was made for me when Dustin Draxel just audibly sighed so loudly.
That was pretty good. So how you guys been?
Yeah, I got my booster today, so I'm feeling a little oogie. But I'm doing good. How about you guys? How are you?
Getting ready for the holidays. I was very excited to try out our local library's creator space. Mm-hmm. They have like a 3D printer. They have a sublimation thing for like putting stuff on mugs. They have a glow forge, an embroidery machine, a recording studio, just all kinds of like easily cosplay related stuff. So I spent most of my Saturday exploring and playing around there, and
that's lovely.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun. We're thinking about having like a monthly cosplay group meeting sort of a thing if anybody wants to come join us. So
that'd be awesome.
I want to.
Yeah. How about you, Mercedes? What you been up to?
Work. But also, I got a robot, and I'm super excited for it because I'm going to stick it inside of my Terraco that I'm building from Age of Calamity and program it to maybe follow me around. We'll see how that works.
Okay. What kind of robot?
It's an MBot Neo. I got it because it codes using block coding, which I know how to do. Mm-hmm. And it does also Python, which I want to know how to do.
Nice.
But yeah, it's like a little kid's robot kind of thing, but it's also got like wireless capabilities and things like that. So it's possible their app, I'm going to just say it, their app sucks.
Oh no, the sponsorship that we were just planning on doing.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It just hates my phone, even though everything online says it's compatible. And I'm like, guys, I am going to send them a support ticket.
Oh, man.
Because I really, really wanted that so I could stick my phone inside a Sheikah slate and be like, boom, I'm controlling it. How cool is that?
So I can tell it's been a while because, like, we already forgot to do the opening announcements.
We did. I was just going with it. At this point, if I tried to deliver it, it'd be too weird.
Right,
It'd throw us all off our game.
No, it's fine.
Dude, I was even
Thank you.
looking at the notes right now, being like, yeah. Oh, wait. Crap.
So if you all at home would like to send us like your stories, tell us what you've been up to, all that fun stuff, you can do that at cosplaystitchandseam@gmail.com
or fill out the Google form at cosplaystitchandseam.com. I am going through, it's not like a huge, but a little bit of a backlog of some emails and things from like August. But I promise I'm getting back to you guys. So if you're hearing this and you're like, oh, I haven't heard anything, I promise I'm getting to it. It's just been a crazy amount of months. I think Bonsai made me forget about some of it. But yeah, we're on it. I've noticed we've had some really good topic suggestions and a couple of really good horror stories that have been submitted.
Yay.
I am very excited for them.
Good. Awesome.
Yeah, or
you go to the Facebook page. Send us your message there and let us know your work in progress Wednesdays with our fantastic community that has just popped up around us and we absolutely are in love with and love seeing all of their work. If you're not a big Facebook person, we totally get that. Occasionally on our Facebook and our Twitter, you will see a link to our Discord server where we have more conversations, not just about cosplay, but Pannon right now. Of course, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure just came out on Netflix.
Yes. I was going to talk about that later.
So, of course, that is something that we are talking about. I am all on board, and I can't wait to talk about that with you as well.
Heck yes.
I'm trying to get people to watch Wheel of Time right now. It's just a great time, great community, absolutely love it. Cannot recommend it highly enough. And while you're on the internet, if you want to support our show, there's so many different ways that you can do that. Tell the friend, join our super secret awesome club of just telling a friend about an episode that you thought that they might enjoy. Leave us a review on Apple Podcast, on Podchaser, Audible, wherever they let you. That helps the algorithm send us to more people. And of course, we do have a Patreon, patreon.com/CosplayStitch. For $3 a month, you get a shout out on the show every single episode. And for $5 a month, you get to join the Cosplay Chronicles!
It like started in Echo that time.
It did. It really, really did.
Nice.
Where we play D&D once a month with our great friends Dustin and Jazzy. We also don't keep it behind a paywall forever. We wait till the end of the month and we release the audio only options. But if you want to join the crew, I'm planning on doing a little bit of a kind of audience participation thing like the McElroys do in the Adventure Zone of some items by the audience. So that'd be really fun if you wanted to join the Patreon for that.
Heck yes.
Oh, I'm so down for that.
I'm excited because we just barely got to go shopping. So in our future, these items, yes, good. What else we got? As always, we got Fox Beauty Cosmetics. They actually just came out with their brand new line of eyeshadows. They have glosses now. They have all kinds of stuff you can check out at foxbeautycosmetics.com. Use that promo code StitchAndSeam to get 10% off your purchase of all vegan, not tested on animal products. I'm super excited to go order some for me.
They redesigned their website and it looks absolutely fantastic.
Ooh, yay. I haven't seen it since then.
Yeah.
I need to go to it.
I can't wait to try their palette. Like, it looks so good.
Sweet. Well, it's been a while since we did a State of the Podcast episode. It's weird. Like, I'm used to us doing those like every month, and now it's been a
2
while
months.
Since we caught up. It feels like.
Yeah.
Bonsai kind of like threw us in a loop.
Not only Bonsai, but like I went to Scotland for most of November, and it was absolutely fantastic.
That is so cool. What was your favorite part?
The fact that my knee didn't hurt. That was
Aww.
It was so great there that my I forgot my cane in Quinn's house. I left it there. That wasn't my favorite part. My favorite part was honestly spending time with my partner. It was absolutely wonderful.
Good.
And the culture was really nice. In less than 20 minutes of me being in Scotland, though, the taxi driver said, "Bob's your uncle."
Amazing.
It was amazing. I was flabbergasted because it's like, what's there to do in Inverness? And he was kind of talking about like all these things, and then he was talking about the theater, and he's like, "Oh, just go down the corner, turn around on your left, and Bob's your uncle." And I thought that was a stereotype. It's real.
Amazing.
It was great.
It's so funny
Absolutely
when like those stereotypes like come to life right in front of you, and you're just like,
but yeah, no, it was absolutely fantastic to head up to Scotland. I've never been to England before, let alone the UK. So spending all of my time in Scotland and kind of getting to experience that, getting proper Scottish whiskey.
Heck yes.
was whiskey
with my Cool Whip.
I am very excited to try the whiskey.
Yes, I got everybody their own little bottle of whiskey.
It's a good thing it's little.
Yes.
Because I'm gonna get drunk.
Honey, no.
Little baby bottle.
Pace yourself, honey. Pace yourself.
I'm like half tempted to like chug it and see.
Oh, no! Mercedes, please.
I'm just kidding. I'm gonna enjoy it.
Every Scot just got really upset. We just lost all of our Scottish audience.
I just said I was gonna enjoy it.
Oh,
it's a joke. It's a joke.
Good.
Sure.
What were you guys up to while I was gone?
Oh boy.
I'm a robot.
You got a robot, yes.
Yes. Its demo mode is way too enthusiastic.
Mm-hmm.
It has this option where it'll follow a black line, and if it's on a hard surface, it will overcorrect like crazy to the point that it'll throw itself off of the map, and then run directly into my desk because it's trying to follow the shadows on the floor afterwards.
Oh wow.
I really love this robot. I'm having so much fun with it. And I recently got the rest of the fabric that I need to do my Link cosplay that I'm doing with X-Angel and Summoner Doormat. I've got all the fabric now. I just got to make it.
Yay!
That's so
excited.
super exciting. That sounds so cool. I can't wait to, because I've heard a little bit about it, so I'm excited to see how it all comes together.
Yes.
I'm excited too, because like there's a lot of like interesting things that are like happening like life-wise with all of us. That's like throwing wrenches into everything, but we're still like going with the punches and like trying to get this done. Like this is going to be an interesting, like when it all comes together, it's going to be like we worked our butts off for this.
Oh, I'm sure.
Sounds so cool. I'm very excited for you guys.
What you panning?
Yeah, what did you get up to?
What did I get up to? Well, I talk about it all the time, but I help out with the masquerade at Anime Los Angeles, so we're getting into the final planning stages for that. I am really excited to see everybody, and I don't know, I'm excited about our judges, I'm excited about the new convention center.
Can you announce the judges?
Yeah, they've been announced on our website and Facebook page and everything.
I want to know who they are. I'm not going, but I want to know.
We have Lexi Chu, who was one of our masters last year. And then we have the current Team USA for World Cosplay Summit, who is made of Barracuda cosplay and Chibi Tifa cosplay. Together they are Stellar Rose. They did a really cool like Utena skit. Yeah. Which I'm also excited because like I think Utena is celebrating an anniversary this year. I can't remember which one. But anyway, they're going to be really fun. They've been really sweet to work with online so far, so I'm very excited to meet them in person. I am getting really close to finishing my Wei Wuxian costume. I have been playing a whole bunch of Hollow Knight. I know, huh? I keep getting stuck on like certain bosses. I did finally beat the Mantis Lords.
Oh, that's my favorite fight!
That one was good. I'm stuck on one right now with these really round guys with spears that come after you, and there's like 6 of them, and they get you 2 at a time. I'm so glad David is excited. So I've just been going at that as many times in a row as I can, and then I'll go spend all my money and get cool things, and then come back and try to fight them all again.
Have you found the chandelier secret?
I have not found the chandelier secret.
If you want to make it one easier, just before the boss room, if you jump up, there's like platforms. And if you break through there, you can actually drop one of the chandeliers in that room, killing a boss even before you walk in there.
What? I'll have to get the details on that from you later.
Taking notes.
That sounds amazing. So yeah, playing lots of Hollow Knight. What else? Playing a little bit of Animal Crossing. I still need to get all the like holiday stuff. But I got all the new updates.
Oh my gosh, okay, Animal Crossing. So I haven't opened it in like, let's see, what did they tell me? 9 months was what all the characters were telling me. And Little Scott was over. He is my soon-to-be little brother-in-law. I call him Little Scott because we have another friend named Scott. And he comes over and he's all like, I need to get fleas from your characters. And I'm like, well, I haven't seen them in forever, so they probably all have them. So we had to reinstall Animal Crossing on my Switch because I don't have any memory on it. And so we had to like rearrange games real quick. And I let him hop on. It was really funny when I got on afterwards because he changed my character in the most ridiculous outfit. And I started like wandering around the island and ended up playing 2 hours.
Wow.
of just cleaning my island and like giving gifts to characters that I was like, oh, I love you guys. I miss you.
Aw.
And I didn't know that they could come into your house. And of course I had roaches
Yeah.
in my house, so they ran away.
No.
I was like, shoot. And like, I don't know, there's like so much more in Animal Crossing now that I've missed. But also I can't get back into it or I'm going to lose so much time.
I definitely get that. So yeah, I kind of like pace myself. I play it maybe like once a week. So
I love that you can now tell this is a dangerous one. It's like I work late because where I work is like an after school program kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can now do what do they call it? A mandate through all of your island that everybody's active in the morning or active at night.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I'm like, that's dangerous.
Sadly, it only like leaves your guys' shops open like 1 extra hour.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I know. I was like, dang it. I need later than that, please.
Night owls.
Yeah. What else? I finally learned how to play Magic the Gathering.
Hey, Sadie's been teaching me that.
Oh, nice. Like, I haven't mentioned it, but we're coming up on 3 months with my boyfriend, and he is the one who taught me.
Congrats!
Yeah, thank you. He is super sweet and has been listening ever since I told him about the podcast. So shout out to my boy. And
Hey, I'm waiting for more episodes, dude. I'm waiting for more episodes. Where's my Fiddle Flip episodes? You come on, man.
He has a podcast too.
Ooh.
And it is about Magic the Gathering because that's the thing that he loves.
Every time you talk about him is like more and more things that I learn about him. I'm like, this guy's awesome.
Yeah, he's a professional musician and he has a SoundCloud. He's been doing instead of NaNoWriMo this last November. So I tried to do some writing this month, and he did his own compositions for songs based on like Zelda songs. So it was stuff like redoing his own version of like the Zelda's Lullaby and doing like all the parts for it. Or he did one that was really cute because there's Mercedes, you'll think this is amusing because there's Beetle who's in some of the games and he has like the shop and he likes beetles. And there's Princess Agatha, who is the bug princess.
Oh, no.
And he's like, what if I did a song where I ship them? Because they both love bugs. So he like combined their... Yeah. So it's really fun.
Man, why have I never connected that?
Yeah.
That's an amazing ship.
Yeah. And he was super sweet and surprised me with like a composition from Heaven Official's Blessing, which is like my favorite show. And yeah, he's just a really amazing person all around. And yeah, so learned how to play Magic. He made me like my own deck based on like fantasy animals I really like. So it's mostly like Kitsune and Kirins and stuff like that. And I'm learning to play. I played Commander for the first time last weekend.
Yeah.
Sadie keeps trying to have me do that.
Yeah, which is like a 4-man version of Magic where you fight each other. It's intense. It's like a lot harder than just like 1-on-1 or even like 3-on-3.
Yeah, it's a different beast entirely.
Yeah. So that was fun. And what else have I been doing? I feel like obviously I've been watching JoJo's. I may have binge watched the entire season across like a couple of days.
Nice.
Because I am really excited about part 6, which is Jolene, who's one of my favorite JoJo's.
Favorite?
Yeah. Favorite after Johnny, but second favorite. Yeah.
It's definitely coming up as on one of my favorites. Like
Oh,
Arc
good.
4, I think that one's Diamond is Unbreakable.
Yes.
I think that one's my favorite, but this one
Very
is so
good.
far so good. I am
Very
absolutely
good.
in love with this.
So
my favorite is still Old Sif.
he is good. He is good. So I'm trying to like think of what I can say without too many like spoilery stuff. But part 6 is going to be really fun. They have only dropped like the first, I want to say like 1/3 of the series right now. Because I got through it and I'm like, I don't think we're even halfway.
Oh wow.
But the animation is beautiful. The opening song is so good.
Oh, so good.
And yeah, it's the first one that's like not by Coda, who has done like all their other openings, which I love also, but they wanted like a female singer because it's Jolene's season.
Oh yeah.
So she's amazing. And gosh, I love everything about it. Foo Fighters is like one of my other favorite characters, and she just came in and I'm like, do I have time to sneak in a Foo Fighters cosplay before Anime Los Angeles? Maybe.
Ooh, I believe in you. I believe you could do it.
Hers is pretty simple. It's just like a pair of coveralls. I would just want to make it like neon colors and all that fun stuff. I'm curious, David, what you think of it, since I know the story, but you're experiencing it for the first time.
So like I've always been kind of like when I was watching, I think it was Arc 3, Stardust Crusaders. Like there was just like a lot of misogyny bits that I was just like, this is not great. And you kept like, I know it's bad, it gets better. And like episode 1 starts out with like, I don't want to say overly sexualized, but it definitely a male viewpoint on what women do in their free time. I think that's a really PG way of expressing what happens at the beginning of episode 1.
I was not expecting them to open with that scene, no.
So it was just kind of like yes, this is definitely written by a man. But like the more that I've gotten into like with the characters and whatnot, like there's just something about Jolene that I really, really enjoy. I feel like I'm bought into the world a little bit more than with Diamond, because like I really loved Diamond is Unbreakable because it was always just like, all right, yeah, you fought us for a little while, but now we're kind of chill. Like, oh, you just want to live in your tower. All right, cool, live in your tower, my dude. Like, this is fine. I just liked that like common camaraderie. Golden Wind didn't do it for me as much. I don't know. Just the characters were just a little too strange for me. But yeah, Jolene is being really great. I think one of my favorite aspects of JoJo's overall is because a lot of their superpowers are based off of like real life bands like Foo Fighters, but they don't get the rights to it, so they can't technically put it in like the subtitles.
Right.
So like it's FF in the subtitles or probably in the English mix, but then you hear in like the original Japanese audio, they're very clearly, it is I, Foo Fighters.
Yes.
Or I think it was in Stardust. It was like Oingo and Boingo.
Yeah, Oingo Boingo.
Yeah, I think that's one of my favorite things of just like, yes, I'm getting this one. I get that reference.
Yes, good.
But
good.
I'm really enjoying the story. I like knowing a little bit more about like who the bad guy is right off the bat, instead of like you didn't know that there was going to be a bad guy in Diamond. And it's interesting to see like the superpower right away where it's always so hidden, but I know that there's going to be a twist later on, so it's exciting to like, kind of like when you watch an M. Night Shyamalan film where like, all right, what's the twist? Where's it coming? Like, I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, man.
And that's half the fun.
Speaking of twists, so when the manga for Stone Ocean was originally ongoing in Japan, they actually had Jolene spoil The Sixth Sense. Because
really?
It hadn't come out in Japanese theaters yet. But Jolene says, like, a spoiler because someone's watching it on TV and she's like, oh, he was dead the whole time. And, like, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, which tells you how long ago the story originally came out. But I thought that was pretty funny.
This might be the arc that convinces me to read the manga.
Hey, nice. So yeah, I went off on excitement about JoJo, but also if you want like the crazy stand names, check out the video game Eyes of Heaven. Only if you're okay with spoilers, but because it does have spoilers for the later story arcs up through 7. But you get all the lovely like knockoff stand names, and my favorite is for a stand called Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap.
Yes.
But the translated like knockoff name is Filthy Acts at a Reasonable Price.
By Panic at the Disco?
Yeah. So they're so fun. Anyway, what else you guys been watching? I was super invested in the Great British Bake Off also over the last month or so. And the new season just barely finished, so I won't spoil who wins.
Okay.
I don't know. What else you guys been watching?
I started Wheel of Time.
Oh, right.
That's 5 episodes out as of right now as we're recording, and I watched the most recent episode last night, and I bawled. It just hit me so freaking hard. I loved it. It was so great. It was so well done. And Kaylin had already watched it, so we're watching it together. And Kaylin's trying not to like look at me for my reactions, but I can every now and again just see Caesar turn ever so slightly. Oh yeah, okay, and then like slur turn ever so slightly. Oh, okay, yeah.
That's cute.
So, definitely very adult. Definitely check out Does the Dog Die on this series, because there's definitely a lot of triggers in there for some people, but absolutely amazing. I've never read the books, and it's fantastic.
That was going to be my next question. Is like, did you read the books, and how do they compare?
Yeah, because Sadie's read the books, and she's really enjoying the series.
That's good.
She wants me to watch it because I haven't read the books, and she wants to know what my outside point of view would be like.
Gotcha.
But it has to be a little further on my list because, well, Expanse Season 6 is coming out.
Ooh.
And I just finished Season 5 last night.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I understand why they did a thing. I'll be as vague as possible with this because I don't want anyone to spoil anything for anyone who hasn't watched Season 5. But I understand why they killed off a character that technically doesn't die off in the books, kind of thing, because an actor was being a dead turd.
Yeah.
I stopped myself.
A dead turd.
But aside from that, I think they did a really good job with their reshoots for the last episode and the quick editing that they did without having to change the overall impact of the story, and also still make it that the character still had meaning even though the actor is Garbo. Yeah. I was very impressed with that. I'm really excited for Season 6. I'm sad that it's the final season. But according to those that have, my friends who have read the books, it makes sense for them to end it in Season 6 because the next books don't even have the same characters, and it's like years into the future, like that kind of stuff. And so it's like they could come back and revisit it with new actors and things like that. But yeah,
it'll wrap up these storylines that they're on now, kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I am excited. Like, for me, the Expanse series is probably one of my favorites. It like takes a little to get going in Season 1. It's like they're putting their foot on the throttle and they're like slowly pushing down on it. But by the end of it, the throttle's all the way down and they don't let up ever.
Ooh.
So it's just like,
oh man. So speaking of very intense, I finally read the new Dresden Files books. Peace Talks.
You read both of them?
I read both of them.
Oh, honey, are you okay?
I'm not. I've been emotionally compromised. So been waiting a while for the books to come out, and then 2 of them came out like back to back, and you're kind of like, if you're reading them, you kind of need them to come out back to back because one's all set up and then the other one's like all of the fallout and events that happen because of the setup. It's a lot. It's
a lot.
I need to probably go reread them both just because there was so much that happened. If any of y'all listening are fans of the series and have read some of the other books, I would Changes is a really big, lots of twists and crazy things happening, and I would definitely put it up there above and beyond that. So it was a lot. I just finished that one today.
I did the audiobooks for those.
Same, yeah.
And James Marsters is a fantastic voice artist.
I know what you're going to say.
James, I know you're a big fan of the podcast, so I need you to know, it's not Jotun, it's Jotun.
Jotun.
He's fighting with ice giants, and the entire time James Marsters Jotuns this and Jotuns that. It's like, buddy, no.
Haven't you seen any of the Thor movies? Come on, James.
Oh man.
Yeah. There were a few things when he pronounced them. I was like, okay.
He's come a long way.
Yeah.
Because in book one, one of the bad guys is a mob boss, and he calls him Marconi in the first audiobook.
Oh, I forgot
that. He quickly corrects that by book 3.
Oh man.
Yeah.
No,
Good
I
times.
can't imagine anyone else voicing Harry because he does such a good job, but just every now and then it'll throw me out of it with how he pronounces things. I'm like, okay.
There was a different voice artist for Ghost Stories.
Yes.
Because there was a strange conflict, and I could not get past it. Anything.
I couldn't either.
I got through it by sheer force of will, and then fortunately James redid that book, and that definitely changed the entire experience for me.
I would love if Tim Curry would go and do the rest of the Sabriel series.
Ooh.
Because he does the original trilogy, and it's fantastic, and no one else can be Mogget's voice but him. Yay for essentially it's a demon cat. I love Mogget so much. And he does the voice. He gets that purr. You know right away this cat's messed up. Come on.
It's voiced by Tim Curry. It can't not.
I mean, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a talking cat. You know there's something up with it. But oh my gosh. No, I totally get that, because when you get into the books outside of the original trilogy and someone else is reading it, it's just nope, that's wrong.
Yep, I get you.
Speaking of audiobooks,
yes,
Iron Widow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you messaged me about this.
So, yeah, I messaged you because I was like, David, you need to read this, or listen to it, or whichever way you want to, because it was so good, and I don't feel like I can talk about any of it without spoiling anything, because it's all just so crucial to the storyline. And
oh man,
I don't know, just very well written. Female characters, I really like that they are strong characters without going into this is what people think strong female characters are and they're wrong kind of stuff. I really loved it. The world is fascinating. The twists and turns that it takes you on are incredible. I love the mix of sci-fi futuristic, monster machines that you fight in mixed with old traditional Chinese customs. It's fascinating.
Nice.
I love it. I've watched the author's stuff on YouTube a little bit, where oftentimes they break down the cultural differences versus reality.
Right.
Of the first one was the remake Mulan, and fantastic human being. Absolutely love their stuff. It's on my to-do list, but I recently got a book. And this is such a niche reference that I don't expect anybody to really get it. But have either of you seen Buckaroo Banzai?
What?
No.
Okay. All right. So this was a movie that came out in I think 80s. 1984, and the full title is The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension. And it is a star-studded cast. It's got Peter Weller, John Lithgow, Jeff Goldblum, Ellen Barkin, Christopher Lloyd, Clancy Brown,
Wow.
just to name a few. It's over the top, it's ridiculous, it's campy, and it ends in very Marvel fashion, where it says Buckaroo Banzai will return in this in this installment. But of course, since it's campy and it bombed so bad. IMDb has a 6.4, Rotten Tomatoes has a 68, Metacritic has a 70.
Oh my gosh.
It's not a great film. It's a lot of fun. But the original author of the screenplay was trying to get the sequel movie up and going, and eventually just said, you know what, forget it. I'm going to do a book, and I will have fun with it. And it's called Buckaroo Banzai Against the World Crime League et al. And
Nice.
it's written as if it was like one of Buckaroo Banzai's buddies telling the story. And I cannot wait to read it. It's on my nightstand, ready to go. I started
Nice.
reading it while I was getting my tires changed this morning, and it's just ridiculous and over the top, and I love it so much.
That is fantastic. I'm going to add that to my list.
Yes.
Nice. Hoorah. I have been listening to so many audiobooks since I got an Overdrive account with the library, so very excited for new audiobooks. I just downloaded Iron Widow, so
Yes,
Yeah.
perfect.
gonna start that one.
Have any of you watched the new Cowboy Bebop?
Yes, actually, I was going to talk about that.
Yeah, I've seen the
I-
first 2 episodes.
I watched the whole thing in a few days sitting. I had seen so many like sad reviews about it, and so I was like, but you know what? I want to give it a chance. And like 5 minutes in, and I loved it. Like the whole story is like a love letter to Cowboy Bebop.
Oh,
Like,
definitely.
They use the same music. The scenes like are set in similar ways. Like the changes they made, I thought were good, and like in keeping with a more modern audience.
I think the only thing I've been tripping over is Vicious is kind of... He
Yeah,
has such a square jaw.
yeah. That was a hard part for me, because like you think of Vicious and you definitely think of like someone who's very like angular and almost emaciated, and the actor they got, like I think he portrays that like kind of like unhinged quality really well, but he doesn't necessarily look the way I thought Vicious would look.
No, he's like...
But
Dude's built like a box.
Yeah.
Like a good box. Like, I'm like, dang. But I'm like...
But I think he
the
still
hair doesn't match him.
I think he still plays the part well, though. I
Yes.
think
Oh,
he
yeah.
definitely like hits the emotional beats and the like just like I said, like just unhinged of Vicious
Yeah.
really well. So
I'm conflicted on it. I'm like 3-4 episodes in,
Mhm.
and the guy who plays Jet is 1-to-1. Like he's even doing the voice.
right.
And it's not like the portrayals of the characters are fine. There's just something off about it for me. The way that it's shot, it just doesn't feel real. And I think one of the things that I'm really missing from like the anime in comparison is like you get so many quick snapshots of people, but you still get to like learn everything about them in less than a few seconds that you see them on screen. It's still really good. It's still worth checking out. It just, as soon as JoJo's dropped, I dropped Cowboy Bebop so fast.
That's fair. I mean, I was also very excited, but I was caught up with Cowboy Bebop by then, so I didn't have to make that tough decision.
Fair enough. I actually really like what they did for Faye Valentine's costume change.
Oh yeah, me too.
I was reading a review with the actor who plays Faye, and she's like, "Yeah, we tried the OG costume. We did. However, all of the kicks and jumps and movements that I'm doing, the girls would not stay in, and that makes sense for that outfit. Yeah, I would also be like, I don't have any girls, but my girls would be falling out."
Yeah. Man, I don't know. I just have been like staring at Spike's suit the whole time and just going like, oh, it's tailored so beautifully. Like whoever the costume crew is for, like, it's gorgeous. Okay.
Yeah.
I love his suit too.
Like the trademark Spike is those like long scrawny legs, and like the way they tailored it to him so well just makes him look all gangly, and it's fitted beautifully, and I just love like well-made, well-tailored costumes. It's just so satisfying to watch.
Yeah, absolutely great. I started playing on my flights. I started playing the Mega Man collection.
Wow.
Of the OG Mega Man games from late 80s to I think like 96, 97. I'm currently on Mega Man 7 of 10. And I might need to add a Mega Man character to my cosplay list.
Hey.
I just fell in love with the characters all over again. Like this was one of those like nostalgia games of like, oh, this will be fun. Like I'll remember some of the music and some of the bosses, and I just went all in. And I've been trying to get all the secret items, and I'm trying to like learn all the muscle memory again on the Switch, so it's always just a little bit off. I can't wait to get into X, the Mega Man X franchise, but I think after this bout, I'm gonna finally give in to Death Stranding.
Hey, nice. That one sounds fun.
I've heard so many great things, and one of my favorite podcasts that I listen to called How Did This Get Played? They did a whole month about Hideo Kojima and the weird games that he's made.
Yes.
And they absolutely love his work. They still have a very critical eye of like, hey, so like this is problematic. But like there's still a lot to like praise about the work that's there. Definitely separating the art from the artist kind of thing. And they just can't recommend it enough. And it's like, all right. You, Dane from Comic Trades Monthly, he's also been on my case about playing it. I'll finally get to it. So that's my next game endeavor. Maybe Eyes of Heaven, depending on how long the gameplay is for that.
Well, it's just a fighting game, so
okay.
It has a story mode though, where you get to like collect different items, and I don't want to explain too much of the plot because it spoils things for other arcs, but you have to basically save the world with all the JoJos, so.
All right, I might be in. I might just be in.
Yeah, so it's good. It has, like, I was surprised how heavily it leans on Steel Ball Run, so if you're not okay with spoilers for Steel Ball Run, I would maybe wait, but everything else is really fun.
We'll see how I feel after episode 12 of JoJo's for Stone Ocean. So that way, like, I might get into the manga because I'm really enjoying this arc. It's solid writing.
Oh man, I need to get caught up on JoJo Leon. I stopped halfway through when they were all kinds of stuff was happening. Oh boy, that one. Anyway. What are your projects? We had a lot of fun tangents today. Mercedes, you said you were really excited about some of your projects coming up with was it your Zelda stuff?
Yeah, I've got the robot, Sabriel's being worked on in the background, and I've got all the fabric for Link. I just gotta put it together. The glove fabric actually just arrived today.
Yay!
Got the notification for that while at work, and I was like, now I want to go home.
What's next on your list, David?
Season 2 of The Last Voice.
Yeah!
Ooh.
I'm going through my rough draft right now. I'm tightening up the script. I'm working with Jaguar Quinn, who was the voice at the... Never mind, that might be spoilers for some people. If you're not caught up at this point, like, I've been talking about it literally every episode that we've had anything to do. So like, get caught up. But yeah, getting coordinated with other people for other parts of the project, and Kaylin listened to it for the first time. Like, Kaylin, my biggest supporter, my best friend, did not listen to the final episode when it dropped. Waited until I came back from Scotland and was like, hey, so I cried when the ending happened because when this line was said, I just broke down. It was so good. And I was like, well, I've always said on this podcast, everyone thinks that they are their own worst critic. That's not true for me. My wife is a meaner critic than I am. And so if my wife liked it, then I know I'm doing something right. So yeah, working on season 2. That's my project for the next month, and I'm hoping by January to start recording and getting ready for release of season 2.
Heck
Fantastic.
Yeah, that is awesome.
What are you working on? A quick Foo Fighters, Pannon?
I might be throwing together a quick Foo Fighters. I am trying to finish Way with Shan in time for Anime Los Angeles. If I don't, it will be a later one. Let's see. What else do I have on my list? I kind of want to like clean house after this though, because I have a few projects that are like halfway done that I've wanted to get into. And like I don't have any major cons planned after ALA, so I'm like, oh, maybe I'll just like get back to work on my Dark Crystal stuff and all the things I wanted to finish during pandemic and just kind of like lost the flame for.
Ooh, I've collected so much scrap fabric to do a hup.
Heck yes. Yes. Good. So yeah, I'm kind of excited for that. I want to like set some concrete goals, I think, for the coming year. And yeah, even if I don't go to conventions, I want to have like mile markers where I'm like, okay, I'm done with this by this day, kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm. I like that idea a lot.
So yeah.
Yay.
Yay. I've missed you guys. Like, I legit missed this. I missed, like, chatting with you guys, even though I was having a blast in Scotland. I was just like, when, like, Monday night would come, and it would be like, oh, this is normally when we would record, and, I miss my buddies. Yeah.
You can tell it's been a while, because we all just kind of, like, went off on, like, so this thing, guys.
Yeah.
I need to, like, nerd about it with you for a little bit. And hopefully you guys at home will have fun nerding out to some of those things. And if you want to like chat with us about it, if you want to talk about it, there's like tons of ways you can reach out to us. The first one is our email, which is cosplaystitchandseam@gmail.com,
Or go to the website, cosplaystitchandseam.com, and fill out the googly Google form,
Or you could talk to our whole community about the things that you're nerding on our Facebook page or even our Twitter. We would love to have you there if that's something that you're down for on Facebook. If you're not, we do have a Discord. We drop a link every now and again, and we have work in progress. We have anime chats. We have TV show chats. We've got movie chats. We've got video game chats. I saw somebody trying to like get a group together for Warframe. So if you're into Warframe, come join our Discord server so that way you guys can all game together in a safe space. We monitor it pretty heavily, so we want to make sure that we are building an environment that is good for everybody. While you're on the internet, if you want to help out the show and you're joining our fantastic Work in Progress Wednesdays, we would like to thank you if you share the podcast with a friend or family member who you might think might enjoy the show or an episode or two. And of course, we do have a Patreon, patreon.com/cosplay stitch. And some of the fantastic people we need to thank are Livy, Yggdrasil, Dr. Steggy, Cynics, At Queer Eye, Sci-Fi, Howl Cause, Hot Riku, Rena Mira, Jazzy Kofed, Jaguar Quinn, Gloria Shu, Sudi, Stacy Pitt, Shock H, and Silver Deeds. I'll fix that in post. Don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah. You can tell I'm a little bit off because I totally forgot our cosplay horror stories. Do we?
Oh, that's right. I forgot too.
While you guys are finding that, I will shout out to foxbeautycosmetics.com. That's Fox with 2 X's, beautycosmetics.com. You can use that promo code Stitch and Seam to get 10% off your purchase of all vegan, not tested on animal products. Make sure you check out that new eyeshadow line, all the new glosses. I am super excited to go check it out on the new website right now.
All right. So speaking of our Discord, we do have one from PB and James. So here's my just recent mini horror stories. I haven't been very active as I try to leave new cosplay techniques and try to branch out of my comfort zone.
Yay!
I still read everything in the Discord. Love all of y'all. We love you. Thank you so much.
Mwah.
Anyway, one of the things I have been trying to do is learn more about wigs, as my best friend had always helped with wigs, and in return, I'll help her sew. So, In games, in comes my gender-bend Meg wig with no clear fan-drawn style and me with little to no experience. I did not take into account that styling on a wig is very different from styling it while on a person, and mid-styling, I put it on to see how it looked, only to realize I had cut it past the length I wanted.
Oh, I hate that.
Whoops! Now with that, I was like, okay, how can I fix this? Maybe try to learn wefting, something I had in mind, because I wanted my Bakugo wig to be more fluffy. Cue me buying the wefts for that. Did not realize they would actually be so long. Then cue me fumbling. Flumbling. They wrote flumbling. Then cue me flumbling with the weft until they are a complete tangled mess, and I'm on floor desperately trying to straighten them out. I'm just glad there's so many more resources for wigs out there than when I started with cosplay in 2010, or I would have just given up by now.
Oh man, I have had so many wig horror stories, so sorry to hear that you are having all those troubles, PB and James, but like you said, glad that we have so many more like easily available resources these days. It's so nice.
But also, like, the cutting the wig too short, that brought back, like...
Oh no!
Unlocked memories!
Unlocked memories. So, back when I first started cosplaying, I did a Yuffie cosplay. But my sister, I was going to have her wear the costume, and so I was like, well, she's got a tiny head, so I can just scale, cutting this wig to the wig head. Don't do that. Her head is tiny, but it's not as tiny as a wig head.
Oh no.
It was not great, but she still had fun and, like, didn't care. So
that's good.
Yuffie's got short hair. She had some real short hair for this costume.
Wow.
Oh man. Well, thank you guys for sending those in. Thanks as always to Macy Roberts for the use of her music as our theme song, and David Jeffers for his amazing editing. We're so glad to have you back. How are your podcasts going, David?
They're going so great on Comic Trades Monthly, where we talk about a comic book collection in a book club way. We just talked about Lumberjanes,
nice.
Which I cannot recommend a more lighthearted read. It was so fun to read that. And we got to talk about like representation in comic books, and seeing that in the people that you're reading it from is absolutely a blast. So go check that out if you enjoy a more horror story, audio drama style with sound effects and a narrative and everything. Go check out The Last Voice, as I am currently working on season 2. And if you enjoy Dungeons and Dragons kind of content like I have done with our Cosplay Chronicles, you can always go and check out Dungeons and Chill.
Nice.
Yay.
So I have a very silly pun this week, and I mean, they're all silly. But hopefully this one won't leave you scratching your head too hard. But wouldn't it be so nice if Sonic added an E to the end of his name?
Oh my gosh.
It would literally be so nice.
Oh my gosh.
Bye, guys.
Spell that in my head.
Bye.
Bye.